check, check. What is going on, everybody? It's 2010. You're sitting at the gate in Philadelphia. You're feeling good. You're in your 20s. You're highly motivated. You're about to hop on an A330. Your whole career is in front of you. Only to find out you'll waste 2 decades of your life and then have to start all over, and everybody will be depending on you, and it'll be nothing that you ever expected. But we're not going to talk about that part. We're going to go back. We're going back in time. 2010, Philadelphia, U.S. Airways A330, ready to rock and roll. And this is going to be a fun one, y'all. So I wanted to fly the 330 post Sim Update 3, because in Sim Update 2, the 330 was pretty borked. We had some wing flex problems. We had some engine rotation problems that y'all pointed out and just completely ruined it for me once I found out that the engine spun the wrong direction. But apparently all of that is fixed. So we're going to take a look at it in the best livery that ever was on the 330. They do have an all blue one that is also that was pretty good. But we're going to head over to Bermuda, someplace we've never flown to before on the channel. So it's about an hour 45 minutes in flight. Now the cool thing is we should be timing this up right now. We're going to hit right through the middle of Hurricane Erin out there. We're going to be cruising at 41,000 feet. So we're going to see if we can't stay above it. I'm not sure what the tops are, but it'll be interesting to see what it looks like on the radar and see what kind of weather effects we have, because you can definitely see it on the radar with the default aircraft. So we're going to get this show on the road. We're not going to waste too much time because that hurricane is moving and we got to hit it just right with our flight plan. So let's get this show on the road. Miles to Budapest, what's up, man? Good to see you. Darth Rust in the house. Zach Lewine, what's going on, man? Turk Karen is here. He's ready to complain. What's up, man? Oscar Iniguez, Diabetic Lad, Tanner Hoyt, good to see you, my man. Cosmic Doubloon. Cosmic, what's going on, man? You just 24 hours, no sleep. How you doing, man? Hope all is well with the fam. Team Vodka, what's up, man? Music was a bit quiet today. Did you adjust something? No, not really. Probably your volume is down low or something like that. Joe Plains, what's up, man? Zach is also in the house. JP is here. Perry67 is in the house. Tiger Dude, Friction Mafia. Bo Browning. Bill Brower checking in over on the vertical stream as well, which the vertical stream will come in handy today, y'all. I have it pinned at the top. It should show the weather once we get our cruise map up there. So another thing to note, there was an update to Beyond ATC. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something here real quick. I have an announcement to make.
What is up, guys? This is V1 Simulations, and I am a guest voice in Beyond ATC.
Boom. Beyond ATC has added myself. I am very humbled to be part of the Beyond ATC First Officer program. And if you guys want to check out Beyond ATC, make sure if you want to check out ATC program, definitely check out Beyond ATC. I'm loving it. Everything you're seeing right now is Beyond ATC, real world routes, real traffic, all that stuff. So Beyond ATC has been a welcome addition to my simming experience. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So like I said, no more chit chat. Let's reset the camera. The sun is coming through the clouds here. Let's get this beautiful A330 up and rocking. Now, I do have wing views bound and all that good stuff. The texturing, I still get a couple of flickers here and there, but performance is good. Texturing is wonderful. I can't wait to take a look at the cabin. This is the Hughes livery, I believe. I think Whiskey Throttle was part of it and the whole Hughes team, and or plus 44, I can't remember who it was, but it's a fantastic livery pack. You get the navy blue and then the official white and blue U.S. Airways liveries. Absolutely epic. So up we go. Let's go ahead and get the batteries, 1 and 2. Let me make sure my sim sounds are turned up a little bit. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get APU battery on. We'll get external power A, external power B. Let the airplane boot up here. I also need to launch this. I love Beyond ATC. Total game changer. Indeed, man. Total game changer. Oh. You know what's interesting? My auto FPS is not working for Sim Update 3, so we're going to rock it with no auto FPS. Hopefully we don't have too much of an issue here on the ground. We'll see. Beyond ATC didn't do a stupid and reverse LAX in the AM either? Really? Nice. All right, let's go ahead and get the rest of the overhead. We'll get crew supply on. Let's go ahead and get ground control. Captain Purrs is captain. Let's get the ADIRs cooking over here. 1, 2, and 3. Strobe goes into auto. Nav position 1. Seatbelts off. No smoking auto. Arm the emergency exit lights. Fuel tank pumps will stay off. I do like the 1 fire test push button for all. That checks. APU fire test. That checks. FO pilot depth, what's going on, my man? Do we have all the NOAA crew in the back today? We do. We definitely do, FO pilot depth. What's going on, man? Hope you're well. Thank you for the 14 months of support, my friend. Appreciate you. All right, we are downloading our SimBrief flight plan. There it is. Loaded up here. Let's go to payloads. And we're going to go SimBrief download. We're going to apply the load. Let's do up to 5 minutes of loading. Go ahead and let it do its thing there. So it's going to begin loading the aircraft. While that's in progress, let's go ahead and get the FMCs up and running. I need to get the Windwing McDo, man. Does the Windwing McDo work with the any build stuff? Need the motion rig Jeff got? I know, dude. Tell me about it. The motion rig that Jeff Faviano was sporting. I watched that video, man. So cool. So cool. It does work, Turk. After the Phoenix, this cockpit is Temu, he says. After the Phoenix, everything is Temu, dude, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, man. It's all Temu after the Phoenix. All right, AOC route uplink. All right, IRS and NIT, they're doing their thing. Let's go progress page. Let's get Philadelphia in here. Before we load up the departure arrival, we will call ATC. Refueling's in progress, and it's doing its own thing. So let's dial up clearance delivery, or let's get the... should we get the digital clearance from Philly?
0. Ceiling 800 overcast. Temperature 18. Dew point 16. Altimeter 29904. Landing runway 09 right.
Really?
Departing runway 0809 left. Advise on initial contact. You have information Tango.
Information Tango, Captain Tango, where you at? So we got information Tango, and... let's go ahead and get our clearance to Bermuda. Philadelphia clearance, Cactus 357 Heavy clearance to Bermuda, please. Oh, I forgot to tell me a Tango.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Philadelphia clearance cleared to Bermuda Airport. Radar vectors Woodstown, then is filed. Maintain 4000. Expect flight level for 10, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119er, 0.75, squawk 1626.
Cleared to Bermuda Airport, radar vectors Woodstown 4000, departure frequency 119er, decimal 75, squawk 1626, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for push or start.
We'll contact ground 121.9 and we're ready for push or start, Cactus 357 Heavy. All right, so that is all set up. Woodstown, we can expect runway 9er left. So if you were going, this is probably go-home day for somebody trying to come into, I'm going to put Philly 4. It's just a radar vector to Woodstown, out to TB, Haydu, Sea Isle, Fish. Man, all these fixes just bring back memories of being based out here. It's just crazy. All right, we got all that. We're planning to land on runway 12 on the Mom into Bermuda. So we'll do arrival runway 12. Is that just an RNAV? It is. RNAV 12, Mom 1. And we're coming down from transition of Dazer. Is that in the box? We have a Dazer transition? We do. Dazer transition. Approach via. Let's go ahead and just load up. Oh, you know what? Let's see if I can get this working here in Sim Update 3. I may have to do a Navigraph link here. Let's see. Oh, no, cool. It's working. Let's unload this old flight plan, import the new flight. And that's the one. Philly to TXKF. We'll take a look at the approach chart down there. approach for the RNAV runway 12. I'll tell you what, we'll draw it all the way out to Weenen, just so we have the full approach out there. We'll take it out to Weenen. We'll insert that. That looks good. We'll get rid of that. Beautiful. And NIT B page, are we still fueling? We are not. We got 47.3 on board. 47.3. That goes there. Let's go ahead and get
Delta
our fuel tank
2880,
pumps
gate
on.
Delta 16, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Fuel tank
Gate
pumps are
Delta
coming
16,
on.
taxi at
Seatbelt
my
sign is
discretion,
coming on.
Delta
APU is getting
2880.
ready to spool. Let's spool this sucker up now. What are the 4 switching switches for? That's to switch your mode reversionary panels. So if you have a system fail, say your air data fails on the captain side, you can switch it to the first officer's air data, or you could switch it to the backup air data system 3. You can do the same for the ADIRs, the FM. So it's just redundancy.
Spirit Wings 1008. Gate Echo 1 Tree. Request pushback.
This is Philadelphia,
Philadelphia,
KPHL.
ground, pushback approved.
Do you still dial up
Gate
ATIS on the radio?
southeast.
No, negative, Anthony. I haven't listened to an ATIS in probably 10
Pushback
years.
and engine start approved.
We get it all through
Face
ACARS.
southeast.
We don't listen to
Spirit
digital
Wings
ATIS.
1008.
Very, very rare. If you're going somewhere that doesn't have a digital ATIS, you can still pull it via weather request in the McDo. But to get the ATIS code, then you may just dial in real quick just to get the ATIS information. Or if you're super efficient, you'll just say, "Yeah, approach. We have the current weather." But yeah, we rarely ever listen to digital ATIS. The only thing I don't like with Beyond HC is we can't control the active runways. True. Can you do manual engine start? I don't know. I've never done a manual engine start on 330. Probably. How often do I pick up clearance IRL? It's for our SOPs. It's the first officer, and it's all CPDLC now most of the time. Unless there's a massive route change or your route is stopped, you'll get an ATC error, and you won't be able to pick it up through CPDLC. So that's when you have to call them and say, "Hey, we tried picking up negative PDC," and they say, "Yeah, we got a full reroute for you. Advise ready to copy." So it still happens. Pretty rare though. All right, 4,000 is set across the board. Boom, boom. Constraint modes are coming on. We'll go ahead and start the chrono. APU is up and running. How is our boarding process? We are pretty much done.
Spirit
Okay.
Wings 1008.
We've
Taxi
applied the
for departure.
load. Let's go ahead and set our takeoff. Let's go ahead and sync for 9 left,
Spirit
dry.
Wings 1008, runway 9er,
Flaps
left
config
taxi
1,
via
force
Juliet, Quebec,
Toga,
Kilo Whiskey.
yes, calculate.
Runway 9er left taxi via Juliet.
Let's see, we're
Quebec,
going to get
Kilo
48, 60, and
Whiskey. Spirit
61.
Wings 1008.
48, 60, 61, flaps 1, and it's up 5.5, I believe. Is that what it said? 5.5 up. Yes, we're going to go slash 5.5. Beautiful. All right, so no takeoff, shift 9 left. Speeds are set, 48, 60, 61. Toga set, thrust reduction 1,000 feet, and NIT B is done. Progress is done. Secondary, is it active? Oh, shoot, it is active. All right, let's do a quick secondary. For some reason, I thought this wasn't modeled. Secondary flight plan, we'll do a quick air return here. Don't plan on coming back to Filthy. If we do, we're coming back to the ILS 27 right, secondary perf. I forget what it is, 260, close enough.
Spirit Wings 1008, hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Spirit Wings 1008.
Zero the winds out. Temperature is 17, cloudy day here in Filthy, and 29er and 9er4. I like the McDo click sounds, those are very nice. All right, secondary is done, nothing to hard tune. We're going out to Woodstown, and NIT Bs are completed. It shows we have negative 0.5 extra gas, but we'll have to deal with that
Spirit Wings
later.
1008,
All right.
continue taxi.
Continue
For
taxi,
Airbus, when you see
Spirit
flap
Wings
1 plus F, what does
1008.
that mean? Isn't there a 1 plus F setting? There, 1 plus F is slats plus flaps, and you get that on the ground. In flight, you will only get slats. So there's 2 minutes. We'll say that's close enough to 3 minutes. We'll go ahead and turn the APU bleed on. We'll get rid of the external power. APU bleed is on. Let's come over to the ground services, push and start. Let's go ahead and toggle the GPU, get rid of the chocks. Oh, I think I have to go pull the chocks. Let's go ahead and, actually, I'll tell you what, let's keep the jetway on. Do our little pre-flight. One thing I couldn't undo is these suckers. I had to come down here and click them. Oh, no, don't do this to me now. This is Dominic Design Filthy. There we go. Had to click the main chocks. All right, chocks are received. Look at that Airbus out there, little 319. You know, people walking in the terminal. I don't think this is officially supported for 2024, but we're rocking it right now. All right.
Frontier Flight 2609
Jetway's
at gate
coming
Alpha
off.
17, request pushback.
Hopefully. There it goes.
Pushback approved, face south, Frontier Flight 2609.
You only pick up ATC clearance IRL if you need to make a thirst trap for Instagram. Oh my goodness. All right.
American 955, gate Alpha 26 taxi via Whiskey Papa Yankee Juliet.
It's busy out here today. All right, beacons on before start
Gate
checklist.
Alpha 26 via Whiskey Papa Yankee Juliet American 955.
Do we have to arm the doors? I forget. Do we have to arm the doors? Close all. I don't remember how to arm the doors. Maybe they'll arm after start. Let's go ahead and request push and start.
Cactus 357 Heavy at gate Alpha 16, request pushback.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Philadelphia ground, pushback approved, face south.
Guru, what's up, man? Long time no see, dude.
Pushback approved, face south, Cactus 357 Heavy.
All right, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and release the brake. We're going to go aft on the pushback. Here we go. Definitely some stutters when I'm moving the camera around on this scenery.
Spirit Wings 1008, contact Philadelphia Tower 11815.
Need my auto FPS working.
Contact
What if there's an
Tower
update yet? Is there an update for auto FPS?
Spirit Wings 1008.
For Sim Update 3? It doesn't work for me. Is that as far back as you're going to push us?
Frontier Flight 2609, request taxi. Frontier Flight 2609, runway 9er left taxi via Juliet, Quebec, Kilo, Whiskey. Runway 9er left taxi via Juliet, Quebec, Kilo, Whiskey.
All right, well,
Frontier
I guess
Flight
we will just
2609.
have to make a tight turn out here. Let's go ahead and spin them up. Engine mode to ignition start. Yours works fine at Sim Update 3. Mine says it won't connect. So, there we go. Starting one. Nah, it's not worth restarting. We'll be off the ground here shortly. The engines are turning the right way. Computer Jones, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Ground handling strike just happened. Pushed us back 10 feet. No, I don't think I run the latest auto FPS, Vladimir. I don't keep anything updated. If it works, I don't touch it. It's been working phenomenally, so I haven't updated it. I'm not sure which version it is. I'm sure it's not the current version. We can make a tight turn out here. We'll make a tight right turn. Engine start sounds are pretty... Engines spin the right way, but spinners are backwards now? I don't know. I'm not looking. I'm not looking, Mr. Chicago. There's the avail light. Let's go ahead and start 2. That was pretty mid for the startup sound. Man, I was hoping it'd be a little better than that. Rolls Royce ain't it, I'll tell you that. I mean, that looks amazing, but that sound is not it. That ain't it. There's a pushback plugin I posted on Discord, works better pushback. Yeah, I've seen that. I think I saw that swarm. I mean, the thing is, I mean, all good add-ons have their own pushback tools, so I don't need a third-party pushback tool. How often do we fly default any builds aircraft? So that's the only one that I would really need it for. All right, it looks like we got 2 good starts. There's the Avail light. That's going back there. We'll arm the spoilers. Flaps coming to position 1. This is the AnyBuilds. AnyBuilds A330. Default free airplane, so keep that in mind. We're flying a free aircraft here, which free anything is pretty good, if you ask me. All right, we got 2 inches start. I'm going to try to make a tight turn here.
Frontier Flight 2609. Contact Philadelphia Tower 118.5. Take care.
Contact Tower 118.5, Frontier Flight 2609. Have a good one.
Guru, what's up, man? Again, says V1, I got my first class 2 meds tomorrow. Been looking up to you for 5 years, so just want to say thanks to you. Hey, Guru, my man. Thank you so much, man, for sharing that. I appreciate that. Well, that's exciting news, man. That's exciting news. That spool up definitely rescued it there, didn't it? All right, we are pushed off the gate. We'll go up here to the aircraft release line, and let's go ahead and ready to taxi. I'm going to tell them I'm ready to taxi, V1.
Cactus 357 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Cactus 357 Heavy, runway 9 left, taxi via Tango Kilo Whiskey.
Tango Kilo Whiskey 9 left, Cactus 357 Heavy. That's a Philly right there. All right, that's coming off. That's coming off. Taxi light is on. Tango Kilo Whiskey 9 left. All right, brake check. Pressure 0. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config checked. Get you out of the way. Arm you. That's going to go auto, on, TARA, on. Let's do a takeoff config check one more time. There, got to hold it. Takeoff, we're waiting on the cabin. So Tango to Kilo, which is the second right turn, Whiskey. Did you see the comment about hurricanes need to be turned on? Really, Captain McGee? Okay, I will turn that on. You need to turn hurricanes on in assistances? I will take a look at that. There's the cabin ready. Here we go. Does AYV1 properly do a SIA? I don't think so. Alright, we'll get straight here. We'll do a flight control check. Oh, 100%, Oscar. 100%. Better than any X-plane cockpit by far. Flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Ooh, that actually works. Full left. Full right. Neutral. That's cool. You can actually test the rudder with the disconnect push button. Gotta love that. All right. That's all set. Somebody said assistances. Should we check that? Should we check assistances? Let's do that real quick. Settings, assistances. You said there's hurricanes? I don't see anything here. Hot air balloons. I think you all are full of it. Yeah, sim update is silky smooth. Sim update 3 is silky smooth.
Cactus 357 Heavy, contact Philadelphia Tower 118.5.
118.5, Cactus 357. All right, let's go ahead and do that. What you might be seeing, Erin, is you might be seeing me switching between monitors. Pete Ski dropping the 10 gifted memberships. Pete Ski, really, really appreciate that. I appreciate you very, very kind, Pete Ski. If you pick up a membership from Pete Ski, make sure you shout him out and say thank you. All right, here we go. Let's get out of here.
Cactus 357 Heavy, ready for departure. Runway 9 left.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Philadelphia Tower, wind 0 for 0 at 16, gust 23, fly heading 090, runway 9 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 090, runway 9 left, cleared for takeoff. Cactus 357 Heavy.
090. What were the winds again? 040 at 16, gust 23. Okay, we got crosswind. All right, let's go. Not the best runway textures I've seen. Good terminal, but this is a 2020 scenery, so I don't even think it's officially compatible. I just threw it on for testing purposes. Well, we undercut that turn, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Spool them up. Ready? Wow, that came up way too fast. Yoga. Let's go. Toga SRS auto thrust bleh. 80 knots, thrust set. 100 knots. Insta thrust there, yeah, that's pull up was really quick. It's auto rotating. It's auto rotating. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Fly with. Look how slow the gear are. All right, 400 feet, select heading.
Cactus 357 Heavy, contact Philadelphia departure.
Contact Philadelphia departure. Cactus 357 Heavy.
Why can't I find the climb D10?
Philadelphia departure. Cactus 357 Heavy. Good day 2100.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Philadelphia departure, radar contact, climb maintain flight level 190.
Climb maintain flight level 190, Cactus 357 Heavy.
19 blue, thrust climb, open climb.
Cactus 357 Heavy, turn right heading 210.
Turn right heading 210, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Frontier Flight 2609, contact.
All right, 210.
4.7.
Half takeoff checklist. Gears up, spoilers disarmed. 250, 4.3 for 190. Here we go. Are we sitting inside the engine? Oh, that looks good though, right there. Look at this. I did notice it reset some of the ground settings, like the aircraft settings, like parked aircraft and all that. Definitely feel the performance increase off the ground. I think that Philly might be a wee bit sub-optimized. Oh wow, this heading is going to put us right into this build up here.
Cactus 357 Heavy, cleared direct to Woodstown. Resume own navigation.
Clear direct Woodstown. Resume own navigation, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Direct Woodstown. That didn't look right. There we go. Thrust climb, open climb, nav. It's because there's new traffic settings where you can set the amount of ground services. Oh. Yeah, I did see that, J380. So I saw, like, I had a bunch of other airplanes and stuff parked there that I didn't want. I'm going to have to turn all that off, too, huh? A bunch of new settings related to passive aircraft, and they are on by default. Okay, thank you, Karo. I'll have to double-check that. Man, geez, we're 3,700 feet per minute. It's buttering right now, though. Golly, it's just... Look at that. I mean, part of me really wants to like this airplane. I think we need a A330 immersive audio sound pack. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. The build-ups look juice. Yeah, you see the varying levels of clouds, man. I love that. Yeah, we are light. We don't have a lot of fuel. Yeah, you're 100%. We only have 44,000 pounds. I'd like to get direct to... What's after Haydu? Sea Isle? Plane Boy, what's up, man?
357 Heavy, request direct to fix.
Let's see if I can get direct Sea Isle here.
Cactus 357 Heavy, roger, say fix name.
Request direct to Sea Isle, Cactus 357
Wow, he actually
Heavy.
said Sea Isle correctly.
Cactus 357 Heavy, confirm direct to Sea Isle.
Affirmative, please.
Affirmative, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy, roger, cleared direct to Sea Isle.
Direct Sea Isle. Boom.
Cleared direct to Sea Isle, Cactus 357 Heavy.
The sounds in front of the engine are not it. Did you download everything with SimUpdate 3? I downloaded a lot, man. I downloaded the airplanes that I fly. I downloaded like you know, the deluxe aviator pack, all that stuff. I downloaded all of those, and then a few sceneries I think I've downloaded as well. But I haven't done I haven't downloaded like the world updates or anything like that. I mean, it does hand fly nice. I give it that much. It does feel pretty good. See, I don't know what these flickerings are here on these windows. So I've got a couple of views without windows. Yeah, but I definitely downloaded the Bird. I also downloaded the Citation.
7 Heavy. Contact Washington Center 125.45. Have a good day.
Center on 125.45, Cactus 357 Heavy. Washington Center, Cactus 357 Heavy, good day, climbing 16,700 feet for flight level 190.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Washington Center, climb and maintain flight level 410.
All the way up.
Climb and maintain flight level for 10, Cactus 357 Heavy.
All right, 410 is blue. Alt Cruise is armed, which is a 330 thing.
Uniform. Contact Washington Center 124.775.
Look, we're smoking somebody on the climb out right now.
Contact
400
Washington
feet,
Center
300 feet. There's 18,000 feet set standards.
Delivery
STDs are
10
set
uniform.
once, twice, and thrice. Pool standard. Cat, what's going on, man? All right, we're pretty much on a straight line now, so we'll go ahead and engage Autopilot 1. Autopilot 1 is on. Oh, you know what? I also had my sim sounds down pretty low for the takeoff. That's all right. I had them at like 40%. Normally I crank those up to 85. Pooh Street.
Flight level 209er.
All right, let's go ahead and make sure this is on weather. Turb, that all looks good. We're calibrated. System 1. Zoom it out here. So right now, if I take a look at... Oh, hold on. I need to get the map up here on our tracker. Oh, we don't have the weather for
Washington Center, Frontier Flight 2609. Good day. Leaving
satellite
flight level
mode.
194.
We don't have the
30.
weather in what's this called? The Lambda.
Frontier Flight 2609, Washington Center.
We just have part of it because the radar cuts off. But there's our flight plan headed out there. Broken? The sim? No, this sim ain't broken. Who's saying the sim is broken? Dude, this sim is better. Their 2024's got more to offer than 2020 ever had. And ever will, man.
Jet Share 799, Washington Center, radar contact.
I don't know. Like, I want to have these window views with the windows there, but the flickering drives me nuts. Sometimes it appears if you move the camera forward or back. Oh, the flickering. Download anything changes nothing. No change, same FPS. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I can boot the sim and go flying within probably 3 minutes. I've been having some weird events when using Beyond ATC. Aircraft freezing in place just after exiting the runway was a particular favorite. Are you seeing anything similar? Maybe the one. I haven't seen that. That's an interesting one. I haven't seen that one. Can you to next live do a Brussels 330? Ooh. Brussels to JFK, that's a long flight. Maybe. This update was pretty good. VRAM usage on the GPU was cut in half on my system. I run everything on Ultra except AI traffic since I fly on bad sim or use Beyond ATC. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I run a lot on Ultra. I run some stuff on high, and then I turn off the AI traffic other than Beyond ATC traffic. But I'm also streaming it too. It's all coming from one PC. So the fact I could do all of that from one PC is pretty good. Pretty good. We're going to take a look at this hurricane, see what it looks like. I know in the free flight map it was there. It looked pretty decent. Were the binding issues fixed? They were. Bindings are instantaneous, man. I don't know if they're instantaneous from this menu. Let's see. Oh, from this menu, let's see. This menu, maybe not. Oh, it's still better. Oh, yeah. See? Well, this menu, there's a little bit of lag. But you should never bind your settings from this. Yeah, it's still bind. Oh, I just changed. Oh, shoot. I got to not do that while we're flying. What am I doing? Don't ever, my pro tip is if you're going to come to 2024, do not bind anything with this. You need to go to the main binding screen. You need to go to hit the escape key, go settings, and bind from there. Those settings are instantaneous. And they will save all the way back to the release of the sim. If you try to bind with this overlay menu, sometimes it doesn't save. And it can drive you nuts. So I would highly recommend just bind everything from the main settings menu. But yeah, I was able to update a bunch of stuff, a bunch of my other bindings.
Cactus 357 Heavy, contact Washington Center.
In flight, it's still a bit slow. That's what I was texting about last night. Oh, really, Turk? In flight? Okay, yeah, I haven't. That was my first time opening it in flight.
Cactus 357 Heavy.
Vodka did a 12-hour flight last night with the 777 Beyond ATC the whole way. Max traffic worked perfectly, no issues at all. Even did LAX well. Nice.
Leaving flight level 266 for
That's
flight
awesome,
level
dude.
for 10 direct fish.
Sims ATC, what's up, man? Welcome to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board.
Cactus 357 Heavy, Washington Center.
John, 100%, dude. Yeah, the binding issue in 2020 in Sim Update 2, man. As much as I love this sim, I was like, it would be tough for anybody to start fresh in 2024 during Sim Update 2 with that control binding lag. Now that's all gone, and it's actually better than 2020 in terms of how you bind controls. It takes some getting used to, don't get me wrong, but once you have your profile set up, you no longer have to swap profiles back and forth. It knows what airplane you're in. So it's a little bit of a learning curve to get it, but once you get it, man, it's awesome. External view? Sure, let me turn this down.
Jet 332, Washington Center. Good day. Climb, maintain flight level 240.
Climb, maintain flight level 240, flex jet 332.
Let's do this view here. Wish I could turn down the sound of the engines a little bit there. Blackbird Controls dropping 10 gifted subs. Blackbird, my man, how you doing? Hey, Blackbird, did you send me a mount yesterday? I got a mount. Is that from you? 'Cause I'm not sure what it was. But how you doing, man? Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, Blackbird. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hurricane warning. So I'm looking at the real hurricane warning weather right now. Winds are right now 70 knots to 85. It's moving 40 to 55 knots. I'm trying to see if there's a tops report from the last hurricane. This doesn't show me the tops. Is there? I wonder if we could get weather from anything in here. No. I don't think we will. Is there like an en route weather overlay? I don't think so. But right now the hurricane is pretty much right here. Right over Wiki, Bojan. Go to the weather tab. No, that's just going to give me airport weather, Vodka.
Blue Streak 5088, descend and maintain 5,000.
I want en route weather.
Descend and maintain 5,000.
I want en route weather, but that, I don't think that this can show you any of that. Yeah, that can't show me anything. That'll give me airport weather. I don't want airport weather. I wonder if the flight planner radar has it.
Blue Streak 5088, contact Philadelphia approach 12 for .35. Take care.
Contact Philadelphia approach, Blue Streak 5088. Have a good one.
Yeah, see, it's just now getting in the cone. So we have very limited radar coverage over the water. You only certain areas will have good radar overlays. But you can see where we are picking up weather radar. We're headed right for it. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see if that updates as we fly closer. Mike P, thanks for the 34 months support, dude. Sent fantasy football info if you ever read DMs. Oh, jeez. All right, I will check it out, Mike P. I'll check it out. It is live weather and lifetime, yes. Can you turn on the radar and the settings on bottom left? Are you talking about in Navigraph? I don't see any radar. Route, ATIS. Nothing. Nothing for radar. Why is our... Oh, that's me. That's because we were messing with our control profiles. Alright. We are starting to paint it, though, out there already. We are starting to paint it already, so we'll hang tight here. We're going up to 41,000. For aircraft like the 737 or A320, whose rear landing gear doesn't fold completely into the aircraft and expose the outside air temps, is it bad for the rubber? I'll tell you what, the amount of abuse it takes landing 10, 12 times a day is going to wear way more than any weather's going to do to it. So, yeah, those tires get changed weekly. So, the regular wear and tear is going to be way more prevalent than anything the weather's going to do. Saw an Echo Tops report at 430, says Bill. You know, I didn't bring my my real world iPad. I should have, because I would have it on that. So I wonder, he's going to hand us off here at after center. I wonder what's going to, if we're going over to Oceanic.
New York Center, Cactus 357 Heavy, passing flight level 357 for flight level for 10.
Cactus 357
357 Heavy, New York Center, copy.
I thought I could see it on Volanta, because doesn't Volanta show radar everywhere? I'm looking on the vertical stream. I've got weather on. Oh, I don't want that. Uh-oh, no, I screwed that up. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's a tab thing. That's scheduled flights, layers. I thought for sure it would show the whole return here. This is definitely one of the outer bands, though. Keep an eye on that. It's starting to get some solid green up there. We got to keep an eye on the temps. We're minus 45, so it's too cold for anything there. It's too cold for any anti-ice. But there are some high... Well, there's some high clouds up there. Jeez. What's the worst weather you've ever landed in or flown through? Look back and think not doing that again? No. I don't know, man. There's been so many. But, you know, the crosswinds are always the most challenging. You know, landing in 45 knots of wind is always a challenge. Landing in severe thunderstorms is always a challenge. But you don't say never again because that's your job, right? You know, the first 2 or 3 times it happens, it's kind of a big deal, and then it just becomes part of your everyday life. The Hurricane is at 3488. Oh, you got the, you know what? I wonder if I could put that in, Bill's Mafia. I wonder if I could put in the lat long. I know I could do it on the Fenix. I wonder if I'd be able to do it on this. Where was that Delta 73 with the broken wing flap? Did you guys see that video? Is that another one? Brand plane, you're looking at Volanta. So that map that I have overlaid on the vertical cam there, that's an app called Volanta, and that's what we're using for our flight tracker. How much is Microsoft 24? It's like 50, 60 US. It depends. So there's different levels, Plane Boy. There's different levels that you can purchase. There's a standard, a deluxe, premium, standard, deluxe, whatever it is called. But it just kind of, and each of them have different airplane tiers. So it will vary depending on which tier you purchase. Has your aircraft been struck by lightning while in flight before? Yes. Yeah, I've been hit a handful of times. Do you know you got hit? I knew I got hit one time for sure. Fortunately for me, anytime that I've been struck, the other handful of times I didn't know until after we had landed. We had post-flight damage that we'd been struck, so we had no idea that we were hit. One time I knew we got hit because it was sounding like somebody fired a shotgun at our feet, just so loud. Nothing really flashed in the cockpit. It did pretty good, dissipated all the electricity. But I did have a colleague that was struck in an Embraer. And everything that Embraer said couldn't happen happened when they got hit by lightning. So that was, you know, it's just I guess no 2 lightning strikes are the same, right? But I've been hit a handful of times. And like I said, the one time I know we knew it right away. And then the other time we were actually doing a post-flight and we saw like a, I don't know, softball-sized hole near the end of the fuselage there on Embraer 190. Actually, the static discharge kind of blew out. So, which is, I won't say common, but it does happen. Quick question about cost index. Every airline has a specific cost index for every aircraft, but do you ever change your cost index mid-flight? If so, when would you ever change it? Yeah, you can change it. Depends on your SOP. Some airlines say don't change it at all. Some say you can modify it. It just depends. But all you're doing with the cost index is trading efficiency for time. So, for example, if you're planned at cost index 25 and you're only doing a 3-hour flight, if you change that to cost index 99, you're probably going to burn 1,000 pounds more, or 500 to 600 pounds more at the very least, and you may save 3 minutes. Is it really going to be that much of a difference? Probably not. Now, when you start going ultra long distances, then absolutely cost index will come into a play, and you have to be careful. So, for instance, going transcon in the wintertime, so you're going New York to LA, fighting a 250 knot headwind the whole time. If you mess with that cost index, you'll be burning more fuel, and you may not be able to make it. So you gotta be careful. So, but depending on the wind as well, you could be cost indexed 15 and be doing the 7.9 Mach just because of the wind. So it takes into account the wind and the temperatures and the efficiency of the flight. But yeah, they'll always be pre-planned. Icing story, I think in the C90 at Oak City. Yeah. Oh yeah, the 99 at Oak City. Yeah, that one was wild, man. Where I diverted. Saw Delta 767 in the maintenance hangar today. It was all it did was fly Atlanta to Miami 2 to 3 times a day. It was covered with green tape where the fuselage has to be inspected for lightning damage. Nice. All right, we should be leveled off here. 410. Oh yeah, we're starting to see it now. Can I paint weather at 320 miles on this thing? We'll see. Oh yeah, we're starting to see it. I wonder if that's the core right there. See how there's no return? About to start entering into the we're about to start entering into the outer edges. Now the question is, do we stay through the middle of it, or do we try to get above it and look down? Lower cost index means more efficient. Higher cost index means you're going to be less efficient, but you're going to go a little faster. I think we should leave the seatbelt sign on for this. We'll do a little cabin tour here before we get too busy, because I want to see. I keep seeing flashes of this cabin with custom interior. Let's do a little cabin tour here. Pretty nice cabin, man. Way better than the Leonardo MD-80, that's for sure. Talk about, this is just little things. I mean, that Leo, it really shows its age, how out of date it is. When you get back here, everything is 3D modeled anyway, instead of just pictures. Not a bad little first class galley. Turbulence, I believe, is on medium, where I always keep it. Welcome aboard. Oh, this is flipped. U.S. Airways, you make us fly. That is cool, man. Look at these. Here's the premium first class here. Premium memberships. Little coat hanger here. To be fair, the Leo MD-80 has a way better cockpit. I don't know if I'd say way better, man. I mean, the Leonardo cockpit is really good, but it still shows its age, man. What I saw at Expo was pretty awesome, though. Nice little screens here. They got some placards. What does this say? Oh yeah, the life vests under your seatbelt all fastened. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. We have ourselves some safety cards. Pretty standard. Nice leathering on the seats. Oh, systems-wise, the 80 is better? Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure, Bill's Mafia. Look at the old-school partition here. This seat is 3x the price of this seat, just because you have a little partition there. As we enter into the premium economy. Back to the economy seating. Short haul U.S. wide body takes me way back all the trips. I know, man. They used to run these out of Philly a lot. Philly to Orlando. I think it was seasonal, but they would fill them up, man. I remember one time I non-revved on a 330 from Philly to Orlando, and I was in the friggin' jump seat. I was like, what? When I'm in it's full? Yep. And there was another pilot, too. Philly to Orlando, 330, 2 jump seaters. Yep. I can't believe they got rid of these, man. Look at that. What happened here? We're missing some seats. This guy lucked out. Philly was your home airport? Oh, we do have a lab here. It's got toilet paper, too. Oh, reflection of the cockpit. And that's a... What is that cockpit? That's an ATR. Why is there a reflection of an ATR cockpit in the lab? Look, we're flying X-plane. No one would ever know. If you were on the vertical stream and just looking at your phone, you'd think we were flying an X-plane right now. Philly was my home airport. Ended up on a lot of U.S. Air in general. I remember full 330 from MCO to Charlotte. Yeah, MCO Charlotte. Yep. I've discovered a time portal. Unbelievable. Look, it's actually, it reflects all the way around. What is happening? I mean, that is pretty, that's interesting. Now I'm curious, does the other bathroom have a different reflection? If I can get back there, you kind of run into these invisible walls here. Let's see what the other lab has a reflection of. Come on, X-plane isn't that bad. It's not that bad, but it's pretty close. Still an ATR. This is an interesting reflection because we've got the brake off, power levers are up, the condition levers are cut off, but he's in flight. Like, how does that... That is funny. An AnyBuilds ATR. Could you imagine an AnyBuilds ATR? If you go through the mirror, you can fly an ATR. I don't know. I don't think AnyBuilds is making an ATR. What happened to my L1011? So did they officially cancel that project on the L10? I haven't heard anything about it. So I would imagine it's not... Oh, that looks amazing, though. Look at that view. Let's come up here, do a little wind. Dude, that looks great. Flickers are gone. As soon as I said flickers are gone. Must be a shadow thing. We're right on top. I feel like we should try to get above it. We're right in the top layer. Oh my gosh, look at this. We are right in the top layer. That's got to be the eye right there. That has to be the eye. Let me go back to the regular flight planner radar. See if it uploaded. Yeah, it only allows you to show radar certain. That's it. That's the eye right there. That's literally the eye. So we are... Yeah, we need to come slightly right. No, let's go look at Daruk's might be a little suspect. Yeah, this is the eye right here. Silky Smooth just updated all of his livery for BFU. Nice. Yep, we're starting to get some turbulence. Should we top it? What's our top? What's the highest we can go here? Oh, recommended max 415. That's it? That's crazy. Right now we're landing 27.7. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. I know we're cruising out through here. The seatbelt sign is still on, but we are getting close to the eye wall here of Hurricane Erin. So just in case we run into some unexpected bumps, we're going to leave that seatbelt sign on for you. Hopefully we'll come out the other side of this. Thanks again. We'll have an update for you on the other side. I mean, we are right in the tops. I'm kind of tempted to send down. Should we go down? Let's go down a few thousand feet.
Altitude change.
Let's go to like 35.
Cactus 357 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
Cactus 357 Heavy, roger. Descend, maintain flight level 350.
Descend, maintain flight level 350, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Yeah, we're right in the tops. All right, down to 350 should put us in the meat and potatoes. We're gonna vertical speed it here, protect ourselves. Oh, 350 is blue. Vertical speed 1,000. In we go. Shack Oatmeal, what's up, man? Just stopping by, taking a break from studying, waiting for my CFI check ride. Dude, nice, Shack. Ready for the CFI ride. Dude, I just renewed mine, actually. That's awesome, man. We'll come back, let us know how you do. Hope all is well, dude. Studying hard, man. Studying hard. Yeah, we're definitely on top of it now. We're just going to send right into it. Let's maintain a Mach 9.9. No, sir. Let's do 8.1. Give us a little margin. Increase that vertical speed a little bit. It's minus 51, so we're right on the limit of having to turn on our engine anti-ice.
Cactus 357 Heavy, you were assigned flight level for 10.
What?
I show you at flight level 39er. Climb, maintain flight level for 10.
I thought I said we could ascend 350.
Roger, climb, maintain flight level for 10, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Center Cactus 357 Heavy, request cruise flight level 350.
JetBlue 1015, turn right, heading 340.
Turn right, heading 340, JetBlue 1015.
Are you good with FOIs, V1? I'm good,
United
good enough.
2404, turn right, heading 340.
Turn right, heading 340, United 2404.
The center of Erin located 35,479 with movement northeast
Cactus
18 miles an hour.
357 Heavy, roger, new cruise altitude
952
flight level
millibars, wow.
350.
I don't think I have to respond to that. New cruise 350. I feel like we should have done this in a Delta livery. Couldn't they just fly through a massive storm, send a bunch of people to the hospital? Let's go open descent. Let's hurry up, hustle down to 350. We're minus 44. Let's get the engine heaters on just to be safe here. Since we're going to be at idle thrust. Winds are 140 at 51. There's definitely some pink we're going to be going through. Yeah, Volanta won't update the weather radar. That's so unfortunate. Doesn't have any radar out here. You didn't lose any power Puerto Rico, Adam? That's good. I'll be headed there Saturday, man. Puerto Rico. Mach Alt Star. I feel like we should have done this, you know, at sea level.
New York Center, American 1535, through flight level 329er for flight level 340.
Alt cruise.
American 1535.
I feel like we should have gone through this in like the citation or something, low level at 500 feet. See if it's raining. Is the 330 good? Hey, it's just, I mean, for free 95, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, the eye of the storm is in the middle of the gap in the weather radar coverage. Ah. I wonder if that affects what can be loaded into the sim if it has no radar data. You know? Like, can we fly into a... Like, where does the sim get its data for the hurricane? I feel like I should make sure turbulence is unrealistic too. Let's see. Let's go here real quick. Immersion, ruin, controls, accessibility, assistances, turbulence. Let's put it on realistic. Let's see what they deem realistic out here. Are you surprised Blackbird still hasn't updated the Dukes for 24? No, it's one-man show, man. Nick at Black Square has got. I can assure you, he's not just sitting idle. I'm sure he's cooking, man. Plus, he was cooking to do. He was doing a bunch of other stuff too, right? A bunch of other airplanes like the Barons and stuff. Wow, yeah, we're still on top of it. So as we got in closer, the tops came down a little bit. It's still relatively smooth up here. Now, I have had the privilege of flying over a hurricane. Or very close to one down in Mexico. And honestly, it's not as bad as people think. Like, as long as you're not flying through the middle of it, like where the hurricane hunters go, it's relatively passable, especially depending on the size. You know, if they're not up super high.
Turn right, heading 345, vectors
Hurricane Harvey, I flew around Harvey.
Turn right, heading 345, United 1624.
Well, we remember better when we experience an intense moment can be both good and bad, so when teaching my students, I'd want to incorporate a situation that would remember for the lesson mistake. Oh, you're talking about FOI's shack. Yes. Back my semi-yearly training today. About to do some V1 cuts. Nice. In the bus. Love some streams. Thanks, man. Thank you, Lucas. Zoom out. That's got to be the eye over there. Right? Oh, we're out on top. Matthew Presley is 100% correct. The intensity of a hurricane is nothing compared to average Midwestern squall line. 100%. Yeah, the 2 times I was scared in an airplane, one of them was punching through a squall line in a Beech 99 from Oklahoma into DFW. That was very, very traumatic. Yeah, I'll take a hurricane any day. Some of those freaking squall lines, man, up to 60,000 feet. Like, it's just like, you rip the airplane apart and find there. What I want to see somebody do with all this AI and drone tech, why can't somebody take a defunct Airbus that's no longer going to be flying anymore and fly it right through some of the biggest thunderstorms it can find, just to see what would happen, you know? Like, they've crashed those 727s. They did those controlled crashes in the desert. I want to see a controlled flight through a massive solid wall of death, exactly. One of those massive thunderstorms. Like, wouldn't it be curious to see what the airplane, how it would handle it? And I guess you'd have to worry about if it came apart over a populated area, so maybe you have to go do it out over the ocean somewhere. I still think that'd be a fun science project. Probably could learn. Well, I don't know how much we could learn. Look at the wind. So the wind is shifting. The auto thrust is starting to have an issue now. We're going to drop down another 5,000 feet. Let's drop down another 5,000 feet. The lines through the storm are the radar boundaries. Oh, right here. Yeah. But this is... pretty sure where the eye is. Winds are still pretty steady, 131 at 60, which would make sense because it's rotating this way, right? We should have a wind shift as we get to the other side. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a heading, 150. Take ourselves for a little detour here. We had a storm here in Myrtle. The tops were upward of 50,000 feet according to ForeFlight. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Out on the East Coast, man, 50,000 feet is big time. There was actually a couple in the Northeast that reached 60,000, I think, what, a month ago? Which is, you know, Midwest, that's not very abnormal. But for the Northeast to have cells up to 60,000 feet, that is insanity. So 50K there in Myrtle, that's definitely getting up there, man. You wouldn't want to take the little, what is it? What is it? The little, not Lance Air. Tech Dam? Whatever the heck you're flying over there. Hell, you wouldn't want to take anything through that. Some DC-6 back in the day tried to punch through a squall line and ended up breaking up in mid-flight. Yep, I think I've heard of that. Air Force weather, C-130s punch through hurricanes all the time, so it can't be that bad. True. I would imagine it's, instead of the violent up and down draft, it's probably a lot more just massive amounts of shear, right? Depending on where your position is inside of the rotation. Braniff 352, an Electra. Yes, the Electra. We're going to come a little bit to the right here. Let's come a little more right. ATC may yell at us. I want to see if we can kind of find an eye. I think this is going to be the eye over here. Kind of breaking up. A D8, that's what, yeah, Diamond, Twin Star, the flying lawnmower. Steve Leviscu says, take the wind direction, rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and it points towards the center of the storm. Really? So 144 counterclockwise would be 64? No, that's not right. Hold on. 144.
Cactus Tree 57 Heavy, contact New York Oceanic 121.125.
Over to Oceanic? Okay.
Contact New York Oceanic
234.
121.125.
Oh,
Cactus
this way.
357 Heavy.
Yeah, look, and that would make sense right here.
New York Oceanic Cactus 357 Heavy. Good day, leaving flight level 300 for flight level 410.
Cactus 357 Heavy, New York Oceanic.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely towards the eye wall over there. Oh yeah, we're getting some chop now. The wings are flexing now. Oh yeah, now we're getting it. Let's drop down another 5,000 feet. Well, I don't know, because I kind of want to see on top too. Now the turbulence is kicking in. Yep. That's pointed right towards the eye right there. I want to see what it looks like on the other side of this big cloud here. We are starting to pick it up. I have a feeling we will see the top, middle, and bottom. Oh yeah, now we're yawn. Now we're cooking. So this is the eye right here. We're gonna punch through this last wall, see if we can get to the eye. And then we'll turn towards Bermuda. We might run out of gas doing this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, we're in a heavy 330. We'd be moving around this much, you would feel it. You would definitely be feeling it. Best question I've ever seen on FAA, written along the lines if you plan a flight through the center of a low pressure. During cruise, you observe a constant left crosswind. Have you passed through the center of the low pressure yet? If you pass through the center, if it's left, no. I would say no. I don't know. Where were the winds when you started? I have to look at a map. I would say you would be past it if it was from the right. Captain Simp, what's up, man? We're giving ourselves a little, we're going to punch through to this eye wall over here. And then we're going to have to turn direct because we're going to be running out of gas. We don't want to end up short of gas going into Bermuda. There's nowhere to land out here. Yeah, we are finding the turbulence. I wish we were in the Fenix because it has the dynamic wing flex, like according to the proper forces. Apache 323 is an albatross. I'm looking on the other map on the vertical cam, seeing who's flying in here. C-130. There's a bunch of people flying through this. JetBlue is actually going from TTP to JFK, Newark to St. Martin. Heck of a day, go Newark to St. Martin. This apparently calculated a landing already, 1,000 feet per minute. On the Volanta app. We're going to go just a few more miles, maybe 40 miles, then we'll turn direct. I'm going to aim for this purple stuff over here. Yes, we need AI passengers. Yeah, Air Transat, they're the one that they flamed out, man. That's wild. The fact that those guys glided all the way down. Talk about some superior airmanship. That's great. If you're flying this IRL, how bad would you think this would be? Pretty rough, man. Maybe pretty rough. Oh, we're actually getting some lightning now. We're getting some lightning off the right. Did you see that lightning strike down there? I wish it was night mode. Should have done this at night. Really just want to see if there's an eye here at about 220. Let's come left. The winds are changing direction, though. You see that? 120 at 60. How's our fuel? Well, it's going to be all messed up here. But we had an alternate, right? Oh, we didn't have an alternate. Well, that's interesting. Look at the auto thrust. Yeah, the auto thrust is, look at the speed just shearing off. I wish it had better sounds of turbulence, you know? I want to hear turbulent sounds. I'm not getting much of that. I bet the 777 wings would be bouncing pretty good. We're going to go just 40 miles. I mean, it may not look like a lot of movement, but you can consider this is an A330. You would be feeling it. You would be feeling it on your body. Looks like we might be breaking through to something here. Worst flight with bad weather, flying through the squall line at DFW. We're almost through something. A few degrees left. Wow. I think this is the eye. Is this the eye? And then these are the walls out here? It's got to be. We could see the ocean. The tail yaw has to be plus or minus 30 feet. Yeah. This is definitely, this is the eye wall. This is the eye wall, guys. %. 100%. This is the eye wall. We just punched through the eye wall. Look at that. That is crazy cool. You could see the waves from 30,000 feet. Look how rough it is down there. Chat. This is real life. If you're at 30,000 feet and you could see that much disturbance on the ocean, those are some big waves down there. Those are some big rollers. We'll take a screenshot. Just punch through that wall right there. Screenshot. All right, bank angle check to the left. We got to get going back towards home. We got to get back towards where we need to go. If we go all the way down to 500 feet, we won't be able to make it on fuel. But yeah, we're eye wall, VMC, man. Inside the eye. The rain shafts out there. Wow, that's I mean, considering this is all default, I mean, everything you're seeing is 100% default today. There's nothing payware. Default airplane, default sim, no add-ons, except beyond ATC. So, pretty cool. Where are we going to go direct to, though? Oh, here's our, yeah, here's the eye right here. So we're in it. We are in the eye. Let's go direct to Dazer. Or Backens. Let's go direct to Backens. Start the turn. Let's see if we can't top it. How far are we? 362. Let's climb all the way up to 410. Get on top of all of it. 410 open climb. Ice is coming off. Seven, 8 Mach. Let's climb. Climb, baby, climb. How do I get my airline to do this? I have to pay extra, 100%. You gotta pay extra, man. Look at that, behind the window there, little tint on it. IFR, nice. IFR. That's funny, Computer Jones, that's funny. Yeah, Flight Sim guy, I wish I could, I mean, yeah, a more sharply defined eye wall, for sure. Who knows, man? Maybe it'll come. I bet it'll happen in the future. I'm just impressed that we even have this here. I mean, we're definitely in the eye, and now we're going to proceed out. Looks like we have 2 bands. This is an outer band out here. The inner band. This is the eye wall. This would be the most rough stuff out here, I think, kind of leading into it. Those outer reaching bands. Look, the winds have died off inside the wall here. We're at 20 knots. 20 knots of wind. We can barely get a climb going. What's going on now? Let's get climbing, baby. I want to zoom my camera all the way up. I'm gonna make the drone speed maximum. I want to see how, like, we're just gonna get away from the airplane to get a bird's eye view. There's our bird right there. How high can you go in drone cam? Has anybody tested it out? Will it crash the sim? I'm kind of curious. I can't even see the airplane anymore. It's really quiet. It's kind of ominous. $5 on a sim crash? We're about to find out. Let's see. Let's keep going. We're still going. I mean, that's a pretty good wall right there. But yeah, it should be all the way around. I don't know. I've never been inside of a Hurricane. We have to look at some Hurricane Hunter footage. Chat, this is getting way up there. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's... We're still climbing. The Earth ain't flat. Look at this. Keep going. Will we get into space? Can you go into space in the sim? I've never actually tried. Anybody launched a rocket in Microsoft Flight Simulator? I mean, you could see there's definitely, it's definitely drawn out. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Wonder if we'll see a curve. I see a curve. Look at that. Do you see the curve? I definitely see the curve. Wonder if the Starlink satellites will show up. I want to get some telemetry data on the drone. Me too. I don't know how high we are. But I'm starting to see the end of the hurricane out there, I think, right? And there's the blue. I'm starting to see stars. You're seeing stars? The fact that it's still drawing is pretty good. This pic is just as real as the one NASA produced. Oh, man. We're going to bomb tech.
Cactus 357 Heavy, you're off course. Clear
yeah, no
direct
kidding.
Taser. Resume on navigation.
Affirm. Cleared direct Dazer. Resume on navigation. Cactus 357 Heavy.
All right, I think that's about as high as it'll go. It's still going, but that's all we need to see, really. That's crazy. We're going to end up in the main menu. Stop with the round earthers. All right, I'm going to reset drone cam. Are you ready for this? Let's reset drone cam. Hopefully it won't crash the sim. All right, we're direct Dazer. Let's get going. We're actually going direct Beckons. Nothing to see here. How's our fuel on us destination? 24.5. We're still looking good. All right. GTA Microsoft Edition. What they should do to troll people is if you go drone cam, if you go high enough, it puts you into the main menu. Your flight ends. Microsoft getting paid to make the Earth look round. Oh my gosh, here we go. Contact Mars approach. Norway, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Contact Mars approach. Milky Way Center. Cactus 357. Requesting the Lunar 1 arrival. Sim doesn't need more ways to aggravate you. Rubes, what's going on, my man? Howdy, Cap. Hope you're well. 2 years have flown by. Rubes, thank you for the 2 months of support, my man. I appreciate you. Here's to the next 2, hopefully, my friend. Skystream says I was flying out of Baltimore, had bad turbulence from Erin. Nice. Yeah, we're actually getting much more turbulence on this side of the storm than when we were flying into it there. How's our wind? Wind is picked back up, 80 knots, 171. 38 climbing 410. She's cooking now. Let's get up there. Up there in Chinese balloon territory, exactly. And we did see some lightning. I think it'd be fun to do that like at night. Fly through that at night, low level. Should I get the C-130 and do a low level, like 500 foot, or like 100 foot,
heavy, contact New York
100 foot
Oceanic 128.5.
night flight in the C-130 into the hurricane?
Center on 128.5.
It'll be pretty close to
Cactus 357 heavy.
Bermuda by tonight, I think. Probably be a short flight.
New York Oceanic Cactus 357 heavy, passing flight level 390 for flight level for 10.
She's struggling. Look at the wind just shifted 206 now.
Cactus 357 heavy, New York Oceanic, roger.
Oceanic Cactus 357 request cruise flight level 410. Daniel Fogelberg, welcome to Proud Pilot, man. Glad to have you on board.
Cactus 357 heavy, flight level for 10 is already your assigned cruise level.
All right, cool. Oh, we could take the A400. We could take the A400. Yeah, we're about to Air France at Turk. I know, right? Just remember, pull full aft and hold it there. A400. We haven't flown the A400 in a long time, and I really enjoyed that airplane when it first came out. We had some fun in that A400. Do you see much turbulence in real life that causes your airplane to yaw left and right? Well, I think you're seeing the yaw when you go to outside view. More so, you know, than up front. It can definitely yaw. I mean, that's a pretty big yaw right there. I'd like to think that the FACS would do a little bit better job, but it can happen. It just kind of depends on the turbulence, man. Sometimes you get into that, like, that rolling scenario, but yeah, the yawing like this, Definitely recommend the A400. I picked up the Dirty 30 from Blackbird Simulations. Feels like I got scammed. Really? So the Dirty 30 is not that good from Blackbird? That's not good. I kind of was hoping it'd be good because I wanted a nice C-130. We also have the Transall. Is the Transall in 2024 though? I don't know if we can fly the Transall in 24. Did I like being a CFI? I did and I didn't. Some days I loved it, some days it were very challenging. But it doesn't mean I didn't love my job. Why are we descending? We can't. This airplane is struggling. We are struggling. Optimum and max is 410. That might be why. I guess there's no sense. We're only 280 miles or so from Bermuda. The sounds are atrocious. Oh no, flight characters are even worse somehow. Alright, well, I guess that cancels the C-130 idea. The A400M, the last I remember, it was pretty decent. We could take the F-406 Caravan and Coast Guard. That'd be a long flight, though. 250 miles offshore in a friggin' F-406. This feels like opening a paragraph of an ASAP. The Optima Max were 410. That's so true, Matthew. Well, the Optimum was 41. The Max was 41. Still guaranteed our buffet margin, so we decided to fly above the thunderstorm. We then entered Alpha Floor. At the same time, we entered low-speed protections. The aircraft was locked at Alpha Floor and low speed. Then we saw a phenomenon called Toga lock. I didn't know how to get out of it. All right, 410 is set. Let's get the speed back up here. We're not too worried about that. Did anyone come through with a Ameriflight 406 livery? No, Joe Plains. Nobody has, and I am so disappointed because the F406 is actually very close to the 99. The more I looked at it, livery requests. Let me see if I can. If you guys know, if I don't wonder if mine is still out there. Let's see. Where are my? I'm not following any. Where's my request? I had a livery request for it, but I don't know if it's still out there. No, you're not on timeout. Josh, what's going on, buddy? I'm trying to find something here so I can post it in the chat and weaponize my following to create a livery for me. My requests. Here we go. Here. Go here. Everybody go there and pump it up somehow.
Flight level 310.
I even posted 8227 Papa. You can do it with or without the pod.
1624, New York Oceanic radar contact.
That's what we need. F406 Caravan. The Marifly livery. V1 Nation assemble. Daniel Fogelberg, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you on board. Would be nice to do some logistics and career mode. Okay, so career mode. Let's talk about career mode for a second. I messed with career mode yesterday a little bit, and what I determined was, even though the new aircraft are there, I don't have any VIP missions in freelance mode. Do you guys have any VIP missions in freelance mode? The only VIP missions I saw were in employee mode, which I don't want to do, so I don't know why I have 0 VIP missions. There's options to buy the 404 Titan, but you have to do medium cargo with the 404 Titan, which is like, you can go 550 miles in a 404 Titan. That is a long flight, man. Why can't we do? This should be the #1 request on the Microsoft website, is you should be able to use any aircraft that you own for any cargo that's a lesser than what you're doing. For instance, like if you have a medium cargo airplane, you should be able to do light cargo. If you do light cargo, if you have a light cargo aircraft, you shouldn't be able to do medium cargo, right? Or if you do, you have to do it in multiple flights, which wouldn't make very much sense. But I see no problem in having a medium cargo airplane and doing light cargo runs. Pay the same. That way you have to juggle if it's worth the expenses of burning fuel. If you're going to take a medium cargo aircraft to do a light cargo route, you're not going to get paid as much and you're going to have more expenses. I think that'd be a fun aspect to run through career mode. But instead it forces you to just have the specific airplanes for the specific loads. And it's like, that's not very fun. Because who wants to sit in a caravan for 4 hours? Could you imagine doing a 4-hour caravan flight at 90 knots? No, Jack. So the PC-24, I mean, it works good for cargo. You can fly fast. You can knock stuff out in about 2.5 hours. But still, I want to be able to do light cargo with medium cargo. And even if you have a heavy cargo airplane, let the user choose if he wants to use his heavy cargo airplane to do a light cargo mission. He may not be able to stop on the runway. He may not be able to take off from the runway. So there's got to be... I just want more decisions for the user. You know, don't pigeonhole us into spoon feeding us all this stuff. Like they got rid of a bunch of stuff where like you didn't have enough fuel, so they now give you by default more than enough fuel for all your runs. I liked having to look at it and say, okay, I've been burning about this much per hour in cruise. We need to have this much fuel for the career mode. That's what I wanted, career mode. That's the direction I wanted it to go. I don't want them to spoon feed us. That's my problem. But yeah, I really hope that I have some VIP missions, because I would have bought. We have enough money in our logistics company to get a 404 Titan, but it just doesn't. There's nothing there. So hard mode, exactly, Josh. It's sad that career mode is not what we hoped yet. Yeah, it's. So, and there's another one too, Friction Mafia. So there was I think it was a VIP mission maybe, that I was looking at, and I said, okay, what if I buy aircraft for this particular one? And it let me buy, I didn't do it, but it would have let me buy the new Coronado Baron, which I think would be, I mean, I would do it if I knew I could fly the Coronado Baron on VIP runs. I'll pick it up and buy it for. I'll buy it for $24, you know, and fly that, because it's a round gauge. It looks like a great model, has good sounds, but I don't know for a fact that it will let me use it in the missions, even though it says it's approved for it. So I don't know. I hope the next patch they focus more on that stuff. Xbox users need to be spoon-fed. Unfortunately, I'm with you, LJ. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Because it started out so hot. It started out great. There was so much potential. I was addicted to it. I was literally addicted to career mode. We flew it. We did 2 streams, sometimes 3 streams a day. It was so much fun. But now I don't want to fly the PC-24 anymore. I don't want to just fly. I don't want to get in and hit the start button and go. Give me an airplane that requires me to fly it. Give me the F406 Caravan. Give me the Citation 2, which I would fly, but their only mission for that is like 12 hours. Captain Sim, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. What V1 is telling us is that career mode is on the D2M Steam list. Oh, Captain Sim, you're trying to get me demonetized. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Plain Boy, how long is this flight? This flight is almost coming to an end. We had a little detour there to go look at the Hurricane. If you see our track deviation there on the vertical cam, you can see we're now headed in towards Bermuda. Right now we've got we don't have very much longer to go. TXKF 226 miles, 1722Z time now. Oh yeah, we got 15-30 minutes left. We're going to start down here momentarily, so not much longer, about 30 minutes. I blame the Xbox users. I agree. I think you're right. Matthew Presley says career mode realism update complete with sketchy. This is totally a 135 fly-by-night operator pressing pilots to do illegal things. That's what we need. You know what's interesting, Matthew, is they had I don't know if it's still out there, if they hired somebody, but Microsoft had a position. They were recruiting for a real-world pilot to do like testing and assistance and stuff within the sim. I thought about applying, because they need somebody with that kind of background to float those ideas. Because at this point, I'm convinced that it's one or the other. The developers that they have are completely oblivious to like the dark side of 135 fly-by-night, and they're oblivious to the selection of users that want to have a challenge and think for themselves. Or they are aware of it and they choose not to because they are focusing solely on Xbox and preteens and just getting them hooked to buy microcredits and have fun. It's one of the two options. There's really no in between. Because some of the decisions they've made of like, well, I just scratch my head and go like, what? All the nice short runway operations were very enjoyable. Yeah, Friction Mafia. So the best, like the light cargo missions, they have some great destinations, man. We flew into Serena Station. That's still one of my favorites there off the south of, was it Panama? Can't remember where it is. It's Central America. You fly in over the water and you literally go into the tree line to land. They had some great destinations picked out, great routes, all within reasonable flight time, 30, 45 minutes, depending on the airplane you flew. But as soon as you go to medium cargo, you go from a 150-mile flight to 550, 600, 700 nautical miles in airplanes that go the same speed as your light cargo. No, I'm not sitting there for 5 hours in a Caravan. I'm sorry. but I really want to do the runs. It's just, it's so close to being good. So close. Xbox ruins everything. I agree. All right, we should probably think about our approach into Bermuda. Let's get this cooking here. Go back to Bermuda charts. Star the Mom 1. Mom 1 from Dazer beckons. Mom's at 12, and then we're going to Weenan 210 at 3. 3000 will be the bottom. We're approaching for RNF2. What's the weather right now? Weather is 190 at 1.8. So I guess we will land a 1-2. I have a 20 knot crosswind on runway 12.
Cactus Tree, 57 heavy. New York Oceanic, expect Mom 1. Runway tree 0.
Tree 0? Can I request 1-2?
Can we get a different runway, please? Cactus 357 heavy.
Okay.
Cactus Tree, 57 heavy, roger, say runway.
I want 1-2. Request runway 12.
Cactus Tree 57 heavy. We're not landing aircraft on 12 at the moment. Unable runway change.
Unacceptable. So now we're going to be landing with a quartering tailwind. Alright, fine. Okay, so in that case, ILS Zulu 30. We'll take it off of 2D. This is the only part of Beyond HC that's rough. You should be able to override. I totally agree, Friction Mafia. Yeah, we should be able to override the runways. Should totally be able to override the runways. Let's go ahead and flip this. ILS Zulu 30 Mom 1 Dazer approach via, what did I say, 2D? Yeah, 2D's on the south side. 2D, we'll insert that. Has us going backwards. Let's go direct to the proper beacons. Insert. That's a really old software load that did that. I'm surprised that's in there. All right, direct to beacons. We get our LS push buttons on. LS push buttons on. Let's get our speed up a little bit. Let's hurry up and get there. 8.4 Mach selected. Plenty of gas. Next phase. Descent speed, we'll do 8.1 and 320 knots. Weather in Bermuda. Can I get the weather for Bermuda for Cactus 357? Just because I don't want to look it up. And I want ATC to talk to me.
Cactus Tree 57 heavy. New York Oceanic. Weather at destination Bermuda International. Wind 0 tree 0 at 1 tree knots. Visibility 10 plus miles. Temperature tree 1 degrees. Altimeter 101 tree.
That's why they're landing. That's why they're landing 30 is because their winds are 030. What's going on here? 1013. That's why they're landing 30. So we need to figure out where Beyond ATC is getting their wind data from. That's what we need to figure out, because that's why they're landing 30. This said the winds were out of the south, so I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have to see what happens when we get down there.
New York Oceanic, United.
Let's see, we got 297, 109.9 auto-tune. Final approach course is going to be 297 on slope Ibida, DA 254. 18 foot is a touchdown, so 254. Throw that in the barrel. 1,000 feet, stable. Missed approach will be straight out. Deal with it. No circling to the south. That's fine. Locus 3 degrees down. Cool. Landing on Bermuda 30. What's it look like taxiway wise once we get on the ground? Apron, FBO, hangar. So basically smash on the brakes, double back on Alpha to apron 4. Where's the terminal? See parking stands. Oh, it's actually apron 6, so we won't slam on the brakes.
Gosling Tree 02. Contact New York.
Roll it out, take Bravo to the gate.
Contact New York approach. Gosling Tree 02.
Alright, looks like I'm smoothing out a little bit. Seatbelt sign off. You're now free to use the laboratory ceviches. When is the next bid scheduling stream? I made you an emoji for it. Won't be for a while. Won't be till, I don't know, probably the second week of September. I like Beyond ATC because no subscription. This is definitely a huge fault of it. I think they should have gone with GSX integration. I don't think they should have gone with GSX. Wait, so they're using GSX? Wait, how are they getting the wins? Did I ignore it? Let's see. Does anybody answer? It's not like you're flipping O'Hare around. Yeah, true. Dumpster fire integration is optional. Yeah, GSX. I'm so done with GSX, man. People think long flights are better until you get paired with someone with the personality of drywall. Then you want as many legs as possible to limit the amount of dead air at cruise. 100%. I've got a very long flight this weekend. 5 hours one way and 5 hours back the next day. Hopefully the FO is not of the drywall, because that'll make it a real long flight. Beyond ATC makes up their own ATIS? Based on what, though? Like, just random? Why would they just pick a random... Why would they just make random numbers for ATIS? The sounds are pretty mid on this airplane. They're still very mid. Like, no matter where you move around the cabin, it's all the same, you know? So you like stuff? So, you live close to the airport?
JetBlue 869. Turn right, heading 345. Vector
you know what's crazy, man, is every now and then I'll catch myself, like, just, I'll say a line, I'm like, ah, oh, gosh, I'm that guy now, aren't I? Dang it. Check the EFB. Let's check the Sim EFB. Flight planner. Let's just go TXKF here. Bermuda. Info. Weather. Winds 18 knots from 190, according to this. They got the meter right, 1013. They got that right. 18 knots from 190. Center, what are the winds at Bermuda?
Cactus Tree 57 heavy. Descend to flight level tree 30.
Oh, that's fine.
Descend to flight level 330, Cactus 350.
Cactus Tree 57 heavy.
Cut me
Bermuda
off.
winds are 030 at 1 tree knots.
All right, down we go. 030 at 13. It's not inverting it, is it? No, because that would have been... .360 at 18 north. Surely it's not. They're not inverting it, right? According to the website, they use live METAR data with VATSIM as a backup. Let's see what the... Because we can check here. We can go weather, Bermuda, 198.8, the TAF. Winds are out of the south. ATIS, not available. real TAF. Winds 198.8. Current. I can't imagine the winds have been out of the north at any recent time, considering where the hurricane's coming from. .190. Look at this. Temporarily 190 at 2.3, gust 3.3. 2.8, gust 40. Just another day in Dallas. Heavy thunderstorm and rain. Gusting 45 knots, 220 at 3.0. I'll have to fly back later. Winds 190 at 1.8 according to FSprojects. Interesting. So the real winds, according to FSprojects, are 190 at 1.8 right now. Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying, oh no, they're saying north at 1819. That's interesting. I wonder why it's. Huh. Remind me not to connect the DFW during summer. Yeah, exactly. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. ATIS seems like a weird reason to spend $20 a month rather than get beyond ATC. Yeah, I mean, I would not. No subscriptions, man. No subscriptions. The latest METAR from the FAA website shows winds 200 at 2.1. So basically everybody's wrong. 999, few at 2200. Lubbock had a TAF from hell a few months ago. I'll post it in the real. I mean, well, Lubbock is in hell, so that checks out. I'm glad this flight isn't any longer than this stream because I'm already over the sounds. I've lost the, there's no sense of life, you know? It just feels dead. It just feels dead, right? My airplane just feels meh. Navigraph charts, best money I spent each month. Yeah, Navigraph is the only subscription that I have. That's correct. That's the only one I have. Navigraph is worth, well, I'd say it's worth its weight in gold. It's worth it definitely for the simmers. If I wasn't a content creator, I probably wouldn't spend the money on it just because I would have my own real world charts, but not everybody has access to real world charts, so definitely makes it worth it. It's also really nice to just have it in the sim though, you know, like just be able to connect it in the sim. Don't have to look at another iPad or anything like that. You got it all ready to go. You get by with Lido charts now? I think some RJs actually tried to get there that day. Mainline was a big nope all day long. Captain Simp, this is the A330-200 for mini builds, the default A330. Yeah, they do, and Microsoft does have default Lido charts now. That is true. That is true. So you can have a free chart option even if you don't have your own real-world charts or application of charts. 100%. That's pretty cool. We're burning a lot of gas. 24.9. What we're supposed to think about 23 even? Okay. I just feel like, I mean, I know it's 23,000 pounds, but, you know, 330, that doesn't seem like a whole lot. Considering we're burning almost 12,000 pounds an hour right now in the descent. Yes, they also have the FAA charts. You're right. They have the FAA charts. That is true. They've got more than... They have FAA charts and Lido charts. That's crazy. For free. Even though the FAA charts have always been free, but having them in the sim is nice. Yeah, absolutely. The Navigraph app on the iPad, it is. It is. I have it on my personal iPad. I've used it a couple times on when I'm streaming, just to have it here on the side. so I can reference stuff without having to pull up the charts. Because every now and then this still stutters. Do you see how it stutters my sim when I load up? When I leave the Navigraph open on the EFB, and then I close the EFB and reopen it, it'll pause, not pause, but give you a little stutter. V1 will donate you a SI Premium. Come join the Rebel Alliance. Nah, man, I'm good. Good. I got no reason for staying attention AI. Beyond ATC, it's everything I need it to do. When do we try the Aerostar again? Man, you know what? It received a nice update. And I actually loaded into it. I haven't loaded into it since the Sim Update 3 update last night, but I do want to get back into it, man. What flights are you going to do next? Plane Boy, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm taking the afternoon off. I'm going to go out to lunch with the missus. And then later this afternoon, I think we're going to be in the Citation 10. We're either going to be in the Citation 10 or the A400M. We'll have to see. Because I've been itching to get back in that 10. Beyond ATC VFR when? It's coming. Now that will be really cool. You just cancel and go VFR. Joe Planes, I think a lot of guys will like that. Just putzing around. Then you could use it for a career mode even, right? I mean, I don't see why you can't use it for career mode right now if you're filing IFR, but... What's nice about it, though, like, if it does something you don't want it to, you just ignore it. And you're not going to get in trouble, and it doesn't yell at you. Typically. But like vectoring on approach, I just fly the full approach. And if it gives me a vector, I don't necessarily take it. I just keep flying my approach. I think you have to use Sim ATC for career mode. No, you don't. You don't, Vodka. You can just go VFR in the Sim. That way you don't talk to anybody. I've done that before. We used to do that. We would just go VFR. Or cancel IFR in Sim ATC. I feel like we need to descend. Why are we still so high up here? We're 80 miles out at 33,000 feet. Thrust throttle open, descent. We're coming down, Chad. I think I screwed it up.
Cactus 357 Heavy, request altitude change.
I think I screwed it up when I was messing with the cruise altitudes.
Cactus 357 Heavy, roger. Say new altitude.
Request 1010,000. This is any builds, Strix. This is any builds.
Cactus
There's Bermuda.
357 Heavy, I didn't get that altitude. Say again altitude.
Request 1010,000. Yeah, I never told him I was ready for descent.
Cactus 357 Heavy, you broke up. Say again altitude.
What was
Request
that?
flight level 270, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy, unable flight level 270 at this time. Cactus 357 Heavy.
At least I
contact
switch
New
over
York
to approach. Hopefully they'll be better.
119.1.
What happened to
Have a
my?
good day.
What happened to everything here? Why is everything off?
Contact New York approach, Cactus 357 Heavy, take care.
What is going on here?
New York, Cactus 357 Heavy, flight level 279er, we have whiskey.
Cactus 357 Heavy New York approach, QNH 1012. Expect the ILS runway 30 with the midway transition.
QNH 1012, expect the ILS Zulu runway 30 with the midway transition, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1012, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Yeah, I know the speed breaks out. I need it out.
Gosling 302. Contact Bermuda Tower 118.
All right, we're down to 5,000 feet.
Contact Tower 118.1 Gosling.
Oh, the speed brake. I don't know what happened there. I heard everything just clicked off. Lego speed brakes. Yeah, Lego speed brakes for sure. Free though, podcast. Free. Come on now, it's free. We need to start a petition to stop any builds from creating the L1011. I don't think they're doing it anymore, man. Look, their 350 is pretty nice. I like their 350. You guys, a lot of people have a lot of hate on the 350, but I actually don't mind it. Right, we're hustling down now, though. Plane boy, it should be alive. Yeah, it should be. Because their A300, their A300 is good too, Vodka. Like, I can picture the A300 being the L1011 with, you know, it's a great model, great texturing, the sounds are good. It hand flies beautifully, man. I really like the A300 a ton. So it's their free products, man. This is free. This is a default airplane. Think about this. We're flying a default airplane. When's the last time you flew a default airplane in X-Plane? A default airplane in Microsoft 2020? Like, we don't typically fly default airplanes because they're typically atrocious. The fact that this is free and default is pretty dang good. Have I flown the 350 on Sim Day 3? No, I haven't flight sim guide, but I heard a lot of people, there's at least one guy in the Discord that was saying his perf was amazing in Sim Update 3 with the 350. All right, Magic Barrel ref key is set 290902, which is essentially 1013. We're descending down to 5. I'm going to keep hustling here, and then we're going to scroll in 250k knots. The default X on 12. I still need to do a default X versus Flight FX X. I want to see the citation 10 on X-Plane 12. My only problem with that's it. There's a lot of problems, but the X-Plane 12 default, the PFD colors, man, they're so fuzzy and just mid. You know, if they could fix those, it'd be somewhere because the model looks pretty good. What do I think of the default 321LR? It's not bad, man. It gets the job done, but again, it's free. How are you going to sit here and criticize a free airplane? Do you think Microsoft 24 is better than 20? Yes, for sure. I think 24 on release, other than the release day debacle, right? I think it's better than 2020 when it released. When 2020 released, I didn't fly 2020 for a good year. They have us coming in from the other side. Tidy. They said bid-V transition. This is going to mess things up here. Let's go redirect to Capule, the right one. There we go. There we go. Now we get to see the whole island of Bermuda in midday midness. I tell you what, no more of this midday midness. Let's go custom time. It's literally noon. We might fly in the PM, so let's do a morning arrival into Bermuda. I can't take any more of this midday flying. There we go. Plus, I wanted to do the stream at like 6 o'clock this morning.
New York, JetBlue 592, flight level 204. We have whiskey on board.
You do? That's illegal. All right, let's go ahead and slow to 250.
JetBlue 592,
Shut the balloon.
New York approach. Good morning, QNH 1012. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 30 with the mid-V transition.
QNH 101.
Wow, we gotta slow to 250.
ILS Zulu runway 30 with the BidV transition. JetBlue 592.
JetBlue 592. Descend to 5,000 feet. QNH 1012.
Descend to 5,000 feet. QNH 1012. JetBlue 592.
Turk. G19X fund again. Thanks, brother. Not gonna happen, but appreciate you. I'll throw it on the next Streamlight fund for my Hellcat Pro. I have standards, Turk. I have standards. We got whiskey on board. What does that mean? So information whiskey for the ATIS. I hate the fact that we could have had a Fenix 350, but Anybuild's got it first. It is what it is,
All
man.
aircraft be advised information X-ray now current. QNH 1013.
Nothing we can do about it now. I'm just looking forward to the Neos from Phoenix, man. I think the Phoenix Neos are going to blow a lot of people's minds. There, you can see our little debacle there. Cams coming up. Hustling down, hustling down. We're almost there.
Cactus 357 Heavy descends to 3,000 feet. QNH 1013.
3,000 blue.
Descend to 3,000 feet. QNH 1013. Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy. Cleared direct midway, cross midway at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30.
Cleared direct midway, cross midway at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 30. Cactus 357 Heavy.
All right, we're cleared approach from Bidvey inbound. I'm slowing down here so I can get the slats out. There we go. And let's come all the way back to 180 here. I'm trying to slow it up here so we can hustle down. Maybe a little high on this, chat. Pratt and Whitney for sure, man.
Cactus 357 Heavy. Contact Bermuda Tower 118.1. Have a good morning.
Hey, it even went to morning after I
Contact Tower 118.1. Cactus 357
changed the sim
Heavy.
time. All right, open descent. There's S-speed right on the limit. Flaps
Bermuda
2.
Tower, Cactus 357 Heavy. ILS Zulu runway 30.
Cactus 357 Heavy. Bermuda Tower. Wind 205 at 15. Runway 30 cleared to land.
Runway 30 cleared to land. Cactus 357 Heavy. Under Bio Quadedi Tio Tours Ditro.
What? What? What did he say? Did you guys hear that? I didn't catch that. Is that a bug? What was that sound? What? What did he, what did he say? Did your AI voice have a stroke? Dude, I don't know what that was, Thomas Ray. I don't know what happened there, man. Let's see if I can get flaps 3 in here, help us a little more. We're trying.
Delta 1940, ready for departure. Runway 30.
I just request medical assistance.
Delta 1940, Bermuda Tower. Wind 205
It's 1500 at the next
15,
fix. We'll dial it in just so we don't get an
cleared
outstar. I want to
takeoff.
get below the glide slope here.
Runway 30, cleared for takeoff. Delta 1940.
I gotta get flight recorder up. I'm glad this was a good flight, but I'm glad it's coming to the end because I think I'm good on the Anybuilds 330 for another 6 to 8 months. Maybe ever. Unless we get a sound tag. Alright, there we go. We're below the slope now. Speed brake is stowed. Till the next Anybuilds check. I wish. All right. Quarter is ready. One thing's for sure, sounds make or break the experience. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. Phoenix 330 win? That would be something cool, huh? I don't know. I wish, selfishly, I hope after the Neos it's a Boeing classic, but I don't know. I didn't get a height check like everyone else? No. All right, Loke Star, localizers alive, Loke captured. Look at the water down there. Looks great. Microsoft water is still goated, man. Look at that. That looks so real. See like the little oil slicks, shad slicks, whatever they are.
Delta 1940, contact New York departure 119.
We're leveling 1500, runways inside, speed out star, Loke Star, glad slope is blue.
Departure 119.1, Delta 1940.
Alright, recording is on. .37 knot crosswind. I think we're going to use low brakes. Wind check.
Wind 205 at 15.
So that's gonna blow. That's gonna bleed off real quick. That actually is. That's what the real ATIS said, right? 205 at 15. Quartering tailwind. We should definitely be landing the other way though. So we got to be ready for a shear here. Activate, confirm. The app is 128. Look at that crab. Look at that crab. Glad slope's alive. Glide slope star, go around altitude, we'll set 3000. Manage speed, gear down. Autopilot's coming off. Flaps full. Bermuda, Bermuda. Oh, we never got the signs back on? Chat. Turk, where are you at, man? Hopefully they're ready. Alright, landing check is cabin crew advised, auto thrust speed, auto brakes are low, ECAM memo, landing all green, a landing checklist complete. Holy crosswind. Bueller? It's gonna bleed off here, according to tower. This is default Bermuda too. I don't believe there's a payware for 24 yet.
500.
Correcting.
400.
Well, we couldn't land it all the way to the end there. Ooh, here comes a sinker. Look at that sinker.
300 above.
Let's stick with
minimum.
the Pappies now. Take us in 2 reds here. Here goes the slope. Another sinker.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Jeez. Reverse greens. I can't see if the spoiler's deployed or not. Yeah, spoilers, reverse green, decel, manual brakes. 70 knots. Good night. The crosswind did not bleed off. I say again, the crosswind did not bleed off.
Cactus 357 Heavy, exit right at Bravo.
Exit right at Bravo, alright.
Exit right at Bravo. Cactus 357 Heavy.
See how much better the default runway looks than the payware in Philly? I'm gonna stop putting any sceneries that are not made in 2024. I think I'm done with that. Look at the cargo jet over here.
Cactus 357 Heavy, contact ground 124.5. Have a good morning.
Where's the terminal?
Ground 12 for decimal 5, Cactus 357 Heavy.
Terminal back over there?
Cactus 357 Heavy, request taxi to the gate.
Cactus 357 Heavy, welcome to Bermuda. Say parking or advised if need assignment.
We'll take any ramp, please. Cactus 357 Heavy.
Cactus 357 Heavy, ramp 31, taxi via Bravo.
Ramp 31 via Bravo. Cactus 357 Heavy.
The lighting on the airport looks way better. Look at the taxiway lights. They're not orbs. You notice that? They're not orbs. That looks good. Alright, that's coming off. That's coming off. I'm probably in the dirt now because I don't have a light panel. Oh my gosh. I hate light panels. I need a light panel. What happened to the sounds? Why are the sounds all of a sudden so loud? Turn to night, all the way to night. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That looks awesome. That looks really good. They solved the 300-foot trees. I've never seen one. I've seen pictures of them. I know they exist, but I've always been wanting to find a 300-foot tree. I think that came from sceneries, man, to be honest with you. People who had sceneries that weren't compatible, and then it would load in a tree that was 3,000 feet high or something. I think they're so funny looking. All right. I'm about done with this airplane and its sound pack, so let's just park it here and watch the replay, because, yeah, I've hit my limit. I'm going to take a quick look at our flight. We'll end flight. Landing rate says 154. Okay. Let's stop recording. Throw the replay on. Flaps are coming out. Yeah, the old BM World stuff had those 3,000-foot trees. Yeah, the old BM World sceneries. All right, sounds are coming down. As soon as the flaps are in here, I'm going to run this forward. I just want to see the touchdown, and then this has pretty much killed my motivation for this stream. The sounds of this particular airplane. The sounds can really make or break my motivation for a stream. You know what? Unfortunately, I got broken there towards the end of this stream. But look, that looks amazing. Imagine doing this in the 777. We should have done this in the 777. Or an F-28. I think the biggest thing we learned from this stream was the ATR, the toilets. That is true.
50, 40, 30.
Let's see our... Look at that crab. All right, so try to... decrab, a little bit of a crab. Wheels pivot. It tried to weather vane back into the wind there. That's good. Not bad. But my gosh, the sounds are... The sounds are just not it. Alright, let's do Faviano replay mode. Do our flyby camera now, which we have figured out, courtesy of Jeff Faviano. Oh, hold on, I gotta do that. Then I turn this off. I'm gonna center you up. Right about there, right about there. Lock it in. Let's adjust the daylight here. Do sunrise. Or blue hour. Oh, that's cool. Doesn't matter to me. Alright. Look at this crab, though. My goodness. Here we go. Ready? Sounds like a Pinto at an F1 race. Can I ask you, I got to 1,500 hours and then you deleted it. I instructed, then I flew freight. Oh, look, there's someone else on final behind me there. That's cool. Look at that. That's actually a cool shot, print screen. I love the look of the 330. I really do. I just don't think this is the one for me. Maybe the other engines sound better. D-Crab, I mean, I got a hand. I mean, flying-wise, it felt great. Had a strong crab back into the wind there. Had to correct that. But overall, not bad. I'll take it. So with that said, sail's coming up. I'm getting out of here. I'd say enjoy the sounds, but I don't know how you're going to be able to enjoy them. We'll let that guy land first. All right. Yeah, reverse is right. That's my hardware was in reverse. All right, well, hey, look, the stream wasn't a total failure. We did get to go see the hurricane, which was pretty cool. We got to fly right through the eye of Hurricane Erin. We got to see that. We got to go into drone mode, up into low Earth orbit. And Sim Update 3 is cooking. I mean, the perf on Sim Update 3 is through the roof, man. Through the roof, the performance on Sim Update 3. So I love it. I will find something else to fly later this afternoon, something that is much more motivational. 727 maybe, A400 maybe, Citation 10 maybe, I don't know. I'll think of something. I'll have a stream later up, set up later for this afternoon. I will see you guys there. Thank you all. Till the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll be one. See y'all.